What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. In today's episode, I will be telling you guys about some of my favorite travel apps. So this is following up from the last video that I did, which is 10 ways for you to save money this summer. Now I'm going to tell you about my favorite travel apps, and some of them save me money, some of them keep me organized, and they just are everything. I love them. So let's start off with the first one I always tell you guys about, which is Kayak. At this point, if you don't know why I like Kayak, have you watched my channel? This is where I find flights, this is where I can find hotels, this is where I can find, you know, the best price on renting a car. It's just that it searches every single database to get you the best deal. Sometimes these flights will be on one airline and then your returning flight might be on another airline, but it's just that that's what was the cheapest, and then they get you kind of, you know, what it is that you want to be on. So I love Kayak for that. And then the next one that I want to tell you guys about is Gas Guru. I kind of mentioned this one a little bit the last time. Gas Guru is an app that pretty much tells you, you know, what the gas prices are in your area so that you find the best deals. But I'm also looking for one that maybe can predict what the prices will be within the next couple of days, that type of thing. Because there's nothing more frustrating than when you pump your gas, say 2 days before, and it's dropped like 30 cents the next couple of days. But then also, what if you hold out and now you're on Super E and you just should have filled up a couple days before? So if you guys know an app like that, let me know. But for now, Gas Guru is making the cut. So that is also one of my favorites to use while traveling. This one is actually a new favorite of mine. It's called Sobi. This is where I rent bicycles from any kind of park, any type of, you know, whatever. And you can use this pretty much nationwide. All you do is just reserve the bike, or if you find a bike that you want to use, you just go in the app. And I think the same applies. It may not necessarily be Sobi, but for those electric scooters that you guys may be seeing people ride around on, they're really popular out here in Atlanta. I'm not sure about other places, but this is just a nice, cool way to get around if you're not interested in taking the bus, if you're not interested in taking the train, if it's just something that you want to be able to pop over here and pop over there. Those are great for that. I just use them to ride around the park as of right now, but I do keep them in mind for if I want to travel and that's the route that I want to take. So I like Sobi. Racetrack is great for road trips. I just kind of, you know, gas up on the points pretty much over time, and then you can redeem your points for, you know, different kinds of treats and different things like that. I'm trying to get as many points as I can. I have a road trip coming up later on in the year, so I want to make sure that I don't have to pay out of pocket for snacks. Everything is just free and easy, and boom. So I actually like Racetrack. That's one of my favorite gas stations. So hopefully whichever your favorite is, whether it be QT or if you have a 7-Eleven or whatever you have, then you have some kind of program like that that you can follow as well. And I love Skyscanner. I know I mentioned Kayak. That one is actually my favorite as far as like the interface. I just like the way it looks. Skyscanner does the exact same thing. And usually sometimes I will double check both just to see if one maybe found something that the other one didn't. So I do like to cross those over together, make sure I'm getting the best deal. That requires you to have a lot of time on your hands, but when it comes to spending money, I'll have all the time in the world. So I like Skyscanner as well. The next one I talk to you guys often about is Groupon. This is how I can sometimes find hotel rooms if I'm not using, you know, the job situation. I'll use Groupon. This is how I find events in the area. This is pretty much how I figure out where the best prices are first before I move on to other platforms. I check Groupon first, then I move on to some of the other platforms when it comes to finding events. So Groupon is on that list. The next one that I like is Lyft or Uber. So actually Delta partnered with Lyft, where when your plane lands and you get a Lyft, I don't know how you sync it together, but pretty much you can get those points from Lyft added onto your Delta Sky Miles. So check to see if some other airlines are kind of doing the same thing, but between the two of them, I always use them. I never really get a taxi unless I'm in another country and it's not something that's popular there. But between the two of those, I'm usually pretty set when I'm traveling. So those are some of my favorites, and obviously if you use them often, you start to get some discounts and things like that. So they do pay off in the long run. The next one is Airbnb. I don't use Airbnb a lot, but when I do, I'm usually finding a pretty good deal. This is The only time I'm really using Airbnb is when it's a large group. For the most part, me and my boyfriend travel together, but whenever it's like me, some friends, and maybe it's gonna be a lot of us, I'm not gonna dump us all into a hotel room. So we'll go ahead and get an Airbnb, find the right amount of space, and go from there. The next app that's my favorite is IHG. You guys know that I work for IHG, but as far as the app itself, I mean, you get to pretty much say things that you need to say without being at the desk and saying it out loud. I always feel weird. I'm like, and can I get this? And can I get that? And can I get this? And can I get that? And da, 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 da. So I'd rather just put it in the app and they can see all of this stuff on your reservation. So it'll be like, you want an early check-in, you want a double bed, you want a late checkout, you want this, you want that, you want extra pillows, you want fern pillows, you want feather pillows. Depending on the brand that you're gonna be staying at, some of them do offer different pillow types. So you can put all of this stuff in your profile, and your front desk agent can see it and then go ahead and accommodate you that way. So I love the IHG app. It definitely makes you, or allows you to customize your experience with their hotels, which I think is really cool, and that's why it is on my list as one of my favorites. The next one that is my favorite is Southwest. Before, I was always on Southwest, and this is obviously back when I lived in Houston. If you guys don't know, but Southwest is a huge major hub in Houston, in Texas in general, and then Delta is holding it down in Atlanta. So between the two of those, is really Southwest and Delta. I use both apps. I love them both. Bags fly free and all that good jazzy jazz. So those are my favorite when it comes to airlines. I just kind of did 2 in 1 there, but between the two, I'm back and forth. Those are my favorites. Let's see. The next one I love is Yelp. I have to be honest with you guys, when I go somewhere and I'm not familiar with the territory and I'm going to be spending my money on certain things, I want to know what I'm getting. I know, like, it kind of ruins the surprise, especially for like a restaurant. Say it's something, you know, back in the day I used to bring out the food, you're like, ooh, look how pretty, whatever the design is. I need to just see automatically, what does this look like? Is this something I'm going to like? What did other people say about it? Because everybody can't be saying the same thing and it not be true. So I use Yelp to guide me into the best restaurants, the best whatevers. It's not even just about restaurants. It could be a spa, it could be any type of place. And then if it has a review on it, I'm reading it, I'm studying it, figuring it out, and going from there. So I love Yelp. That is like travel right-hand man. I love Yelp. That's my jam. The next one on my list, of course, is Apple Music. Honestly, I can't travel anywhere without listening to music. If I'm riding a bike, I have to have music. If I'm in the car on a road trip, I have to have music. If I'm on a plane, I have to have a playlist. I love music while being on the go. I don't know what people were doing outside of that, maybe listening to the birds, I don't know. But I absolutely love Apple Music, and I love music while I'm moving around. I even listen to music in the grocery store. Even though they're playing music, I have an earbud, I'm just like, grab the Oreos. You know, whatever it may be, I just love music while I'm moving around. So, cheers to Apple Music. Next one is Expedia. I don't always use Expedia, especially not for hotels, but for different events, I do. I do like the idea of Expedia, however, it is very difficult sometimes to navigate certain things, because when I used it the most was on a cruise, and then it became a little bit difficult because they couldn't call us while we were in the middle of the ocean to tell us, hey, we had to cancel this, hey, this person didn't book enough, da 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 da, you know, that type of thing. So that part can be a little bit frustrating, but I think for something that's a little bit more domestic instead of international, it does work a little bit better. But I do like Expedia, and sometimes I use Viator, not often, but yeah, between those two, I'm checking. The last one that I love is Carnival Hub. I do have a cruise that's coming up later on in the year, so I've been paying off, you know, some of the cruise that way, and also you get a chance to really organize everything, put in how many people are going to be in your camp, how many people are beds, do you need one king, do you need twins, do you need this, do you need that. So you can customize and keep it all organized. It lets you know what cards have been used, how much was paid on what, and it allows some of your guests, if you're splitting payment, to go in for that same reservation and pay their portion and do that. So Carnival really has it organized when it comes to planning the vacation. The last cruise that I was on, it also has an itinerary pretty much built in that you can use while you're on the cruise ship, and it'll tell you this is going to start at 7, the comedy show is going to be at 8, this is that, and you can put little clickers or, you know, check marks next to it, and it'll give you a notification such and such is about to start. blah blah blah, bingo is gonna start in the next 10 minutes, that type of thing. So I think that Carnival Hub definitely keeps you organized, and I really do enjoy it. I know this video was long. Those are my top 15 apps that I love, that I use for travel. Comment below which ones you guys are using for travel. I always say sharing is caring, and I want to know just like you guys want to know. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. A lot more is coming up soon, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.